Hey, how's it going? Dylan here. Today we're going to be talking about 5 pieces of gear that can instantly improve your videos. Coming in at number 1 is a form of stabilization, and this can be a variety of different things, but the first one I want to bring up is the humble tripod. Don't underestimate the power of the tripod because it gives you a nice stable professional shot, and it's way more useful than what you probably think. Another method is a stabilized lens, which, like this one right here, all you have to do is switch the stabilizer on and magically you have smoother footage. It's as simple as that. So this is another way that you can get smoother footage. I highly recommend investing in some really nice quality glass that is stabilized if you're going to do video with it. Another method is getting a camera with IBIS, with in-body stabilization. And this is also extremely helpful because it's built into your camera. You don't have to worry about the lens. You can just grab it and go. But a word of caution, a lot of the cheaper cameras that have this installed in their camera, if you start moving the camera and whipping it around too fast, you're gonna get this jello-y type look. The image is gonna look real weird. And so you have to be really intentional when you're using cameras with this, and you should be anyway if you're trying to get a smooth shot. But these won't look good if you start whipping it too much around. The last method of stabilization I want to address is a gimbal, and this is the ronin-S right here. I love this thing. It really smooths out a lot of my shots. It's got a lot of nice features to it, a lot of different ways that it provides stabilization depending on the shot you're going for. But be sure to balance this thing correctly, otherwise your shot still will be a little shaky and eventually it will get mad at you and start beeping at you. So be sure to balance your camera on the stabilizer before you use it. But if you have the money and you're really looking to up your video game, I highly recommend investing in a gimbal because these are really useful, especially if you're going for some like really dramatic wide slow-mo shots. It looks so good. So gimbal, very nice. The second piece of gear that will improve your videos instantly is quality audio. Do not forsake audio. Audio is so important, especially if it's an interview and someone's talking to the camera, even this YouTube video right now. Audio is so important, and you can do a lot of creative things with audio. Audio draws your viewer into your video. It really sucks them in.
As the sun peaks over Shenandoah Mountain, Jones Run Falls welcomes the bright new day. Evening is falling in the Blue Ridge. The sun begins to fade as warm tones of light fill the surrounding woods. The foliage rustles in the wind, and the evening air sweeps past the trees.
So do not forsake audio. Invest in some good mics. They'll last a long time as long as you take care of them. Highly recommend getting some kind of shotgun mic that you can use for your natural sound. You could probably also use these for voiceover. I could even use it for this video here, but I just like using a lav for right now, which brings me into the other mic I recommend getting, which is a lavalier mic that you can clip onto a shirt or a jacket or any piece of clothing, which is really great for interviews or even YouTube videos where I'm talking to the camera. These two mics are very versatile and come in handy in a lot of different situations. So invest in quality audio mics and your videos will instantly improve. Next up, we got filters. Now the two I really want to recommend to you are an ND filter and a circular polarizer filter. And you may be wondering what those do, so let's talk about it. An ND filter, basically like sunglasses for your camera lens. It cuts out the amount of light that goes through your lens and reaches your sensor. And this is really helpful for video, one, because you don't want to overexpose your image, but it also lets you shoot at a wider aperture, giving you more depth of field and making your video look more cinematic. You don't have to be shooting at f/16 anymore with everything in focus. These are really helpful for outdoor interviews or any kind of outdoor scene at all, really. They come in lots of different variations depending on how much light reduction you need. This right here is a 3-stop, comes in handy a lot of different scenarios. You can also get variable ones that you can simply twist and adjust, but yeah, ND filters. Get one because they come in handy a lot. Circular polarizer filter. This removes a lot of the harsh glares and reflections in a lot of objects, so this is really great if you're shooting outdoors and you need to cut out the reflections and glares of water, of a lake, anything like that. But it also helps to enrich in a lot of the blues in your skies, which is a huge benefit if you're doing any kind of outdoor work. So I highly recommend getting a circular polarizer because then you can just twist and adjust this thing depending on how much of the effect you want to your image, and they really can improve the quality of your videos. So those are the 2 filters I would start with that can instantly improve your videos. Next up at number 4, we have fast lenses, and you may be wondering what fast means. I don't mean they're going to run really quickly. By fast, I mean that these have a very wide aperture. They can be very effective in low light scenarios. They give you a very cinematic look. They have a very shallow depth of field. They isolate your subject, and these are really great for video, especially for interviews. You can isolate that subject from your background so that only that person is in focus and not the whole background and whatever else is going on. They're great for filming in low light so that you can keep a lower ISO and you have a more clean, high quality image for your video. And usually these lenses are a little bit sharper. They're made out of higher quality glass usually, and that gives you a better image as well. So I highly recommend investing in some fast lenses. These can be a little expensive up front, but I totally believe that the investment is worth it because these have high resale value, they last a long time, and they define the look of your image. I think they're great investments, and I highly recommend getting some nice high quality glass for your videos. Last but not least, I want to talk about an external monitor or an external recorder, because you can't really see everything that's happening in your video in your camera's tiny little LCD screen. It's hard to see what's really going on if you're really in focus. Even if you have focus peaking, it's hard to see everything that's going on in your video. So I highly recommend an external monitor. It's easier to see things, see what's in focus, see the colors better. And usually if you use an external recorder, your camera can let you record a higher quality video, such as going from 8-bit to 10-bit and having more color space. These are also extremely helpful if you're shooting outdoors and you have bright sunlight. A lot of these have some kind of coating that helps to reduce the amount of sunlight glare that you have on your external recorder, and it just makes your job a lot easier. So I highly recommend investing one of those. It just makes your job easier and it will improve the quality of your videos. Again, use some form of stabilization to smooth out your image. Invest in some nice high quality mics to improve your audio quality. Get some fast lenses. An external monitor will make your job easier, and filters are kind of like the icing on the cake that can just make your job easier and add a little extra punch or pop to your image to make it look more professional. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, I'd really appreciate if you drop me a like. That really helps the channel out, and be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell to get notified when I drop a new video, because we've got lots of great content coming and I'm excited to have you along for the journey. So thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time.